Good morning, Mr. Roy.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good. We had S&P manufacturer PMI come out at 50.2. Forecast was
All right.
49.9. Previous was 49.8. So don't know what that means yet. We'll see here in a second. We've got Jolts coming out at 9. What? Why we got Jolts coming out at 9?
Yeah. Well, no, Jolt normally comes around there. I
They
think.
usually came out
Yeah.
early. It's like they changed the cycle on me or something.
They changed it last month. I think Jolts came out like a week after non-farm payroll, so it was all out of whack.
Yeah, they're playing with us. What they're doing, just
Yeah,
typical
they
stuff. Just play
keeping
with
us
us.
keeping us guessing. Yeah, you don't want to touch really anything until that data. That Jolts data is actually pretty important.
Yeah, Jolts is going to be very important this morning. So typically we say that, hey, this is probably a nothing burger, but Jolts is a something burger. So
Yeah, and of course
if you
you
do
make it
get,
a move before, but
yeah, if you do get into a trade, just be ready to cut it before 9. I would cut it
yeah,
5 minutes before. You'll see today. You should see orders start clearing at let's say around 30 seconds before the data comes out. So the thing you always got to remember: these hedge funds and stuff, they get this data probably 15 to 30 seconds before we get it.
hmm
So that's why you see these orders clear, then you see them pop up, and you see it go crazy, do its thing. Well, it's doing that because the algos of these hedge funds are already doing stuff with it while we're sitting here trying to figure out what we got to do with it. So
yeah,
the best way, in my opinion, to ever play data is just don't play data. Wait for it to settle, then do your thing after that point. So,
yeah, yeah.
but she wants to rip right now, don't she?
She had them wicks before, and then it just said, "All right, we're going to fill those up."
We were talking about this volume a second before pre-stream before we got on. So this volume looks like a lot of volume on SPY here at this open. It is green, but this volume, this is a very low number. I mean, you're looking at what 30,000 number.
hmm
I'm sure you can see somewhere exactly what it is. You can see what they're hitting down here. It looks like the puts are really what's getting hit. Look at the highest open interest contracts; they're all puts, Roy.
Yeah,
And then kind of historical data. So there's a lot of stuff on Tide that you can actually dig into and see. The main thing that I watch, if you've watched me anytime at all, I just mainly pay attention to this down here. I do like to see where the premiums are going, but this is my indicator at the bottom down here that I think is the biggest indicator you can have when you're watching Tide is that volume turning green, the market should run with it. And if you look at your screen, you can see market's running with that volume right now. So I would like to see that volume higher. I'd like to see it around the 50,000 plus area, but it is what it is at this point. So take that for what it's worth.
whoa,
Yeah, it's following the volume, Roy. It's following the volume.
that like that
CBD is plus
200, didn't it?
1800. Yeah, CBD is plus 1800. I told Roy this morning that CBD was really strange. When I opened it up, it was like negative five, 600. Then it went positive, then it went back negative. And what told me is like neither side had control of it
Yeah,
open. You kind of saw it. It kind of chopped around down here at open, right? So let's see what time. 8:45. Let's go on and draw. Let's get rid of this one. We're going to draw our lines off our orb. So that was at 8:45. That is now. So that candle is not it. So this is pretty much your orb high. And this will be your orb low. Is that, I'm looking at that right, Roy?
I have it a little bit. I have orb high around 42. Is that where you have yours?
It is at, I got it at 45.75 because it
Right.
happened
So
at, oh, sorry. Sorry, that is
yeah,
right. You are
right
right.
at free market.
There it is. 41.75. There it is. We got it now.
Yeah. So
Let's change
probably
it so we know. Red. I like red. Now we know that's just not a random line drawn. That's actually our orb high and low right there. So got that marked out. It broke through it. You see our zone. We had a pretty big zone this morning. I mean, it's around 40, 50 points, which is typically what we've been. Well, typically it's been around 30 points. This is a little bit bigger zone than we totally. And we usually get the reasoning for the zone. This is a 4-hour candle, pretty much the last 4-hour candle before it swaps, right? We we draw the low, a break either way, and a retest. We're looking for if it breaks the upside, comes back and retest, shows strength, like it's going to bounce back up. We'll go long. If it breaks the low side, comes back, shows that's resistance now and drops, we'll go short there. It's just another added tool that we use to trade.
Yeah, and now you're about 10 minutes till data, so if you are going to do anything, please be careful.
Yeah, and you could see some shenanigans right here. You see you're looking at Tide. One thing I noticed, look, your volume's coming back a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, what was the market? The market started to come back a little bit with it. So we'll see if that turns back. So right now, my suggestion would be just kind of stay off. Let's wait and see what happens at 9. There's no reason to rush into a trade. Like only thing you can do rush to a trade is you create bad habits. let's not start those bad habits. Let's wait. I hadn't put a trade on one this morning. Not any account, any firm, nothing. I've been kind of sticking to my guns. Yesterday we didn't have data around open, so I was able. I mean, we had some data, but it was nothing crazy, right? So I was able to trade take profit trader. Made my day, locked them out, was done with them for the day, and then I came in, hit top step right after, made the day there. Didn't make a ton of money. I think we made a little over $200 in these two. Then I made like right at $400 in these two. So you add everything up yesterday. This is kind of what I told Roy afterwards. You add everything up, and this is combines, test, and funded accounts. Typically, I just add up my funded accounts. My goal every day is to hit $1,000 at least. So what I want to do, I know people say, "Hey, don't set a dollar goal." That's bullshit. You're human. You're going to have a dollar goal in mind. Yeah. If you don't, then you're better than I am at this because I've got a goal I try to hit every day. But it is what it is. But saying that, you add everything up yesterday, it was $3,000 to the penny is what I made in all these accounts yesterday. You do that across all funded, you're looking at $15,000 a week. It's not going to be the same every day. Might be more, might be less, but you start doing that. If you do this full time like I do, well, guess what? That's a damn good job. That's a damn good paycheck. You do $15,000 a week. That's $60,000 a month. That's $720,000 a year. It's almost $1 million. So
yeah,
if you can't live off that, I don't know what we're doing.
Right.
Yesterday was I told Roy, I said, sometimes you feel like the windshield, sometimes you feel like the bug. I was the windshield yesterday. I don't know what it was. I read it great yesterday, and it doesn't always happen like that. And I was feeling my shit yesterday. So, Emmanuel Scott, how much money do you need to start intraday trading once micro and mini futures? I'm seeing it's around 2,000. Is that correct? Depends on what you're trading. We are trading prop firms. So it's completely different than anything you would see when you trade your own real money. Prop firms is you go and you buy a test account. We suggest Top Step or we suggest Take Profit Trader right now. That's the two. We've traded another one, Apex. Do not trade Apex.
Don't do that. Yeah, don't.
They just create bad habits and they're shit. So be honest, I'm gonna call a spade a spade. They are a spade. So if you're trading prop firms, $49 can get you a prop firm, get you a test account or a combine in Top Step Trader. Then you have $2,000 roughly to play with. That's going to be your drawdown, right? So we look at it. A lot of people look at it like, oh, I got 550K accounts. I got $250,000 equity I can trade. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Your drawdown is the equity you have, which is about $2,000. Once you build that buffer up over that, then yes, of course, it goes up higher and higher and higher as long as your buffer keeps going up. But I suggest especially if you're new at this, Top Step would be where I start because you can get a test account or a combine, and then you can actually open up a practice account with that, and you can trade practice account till you learn what you're doing, how you're doing, and kind of what works for you. So. But yes, if you want to trade micros and minis is a little iffy. Depends on what firm you're going with, how much money you need. Trade 8. I think is what is it $1,500 or $1,600 you got to have to trade a mini, and then it's like $250 for micros.
No. Oh, no. So overnight, you've got to hold those margin requirements, but it's actually a lot cheaper. So you only need $50 to do a micro, and you need 500 for a mini.
But just know this by saying this when he said that. If you open an account with $500 and you trade a mini,
Yeah, you're
as soon
toast.
as it goes negative, you get liquidated and you're going to lose that. So I would.
And they charge you $50 if you get liquidated.
Yeah.
Don't ask me how I know. I just know.
We both know from experience. We both done it.
Yeah, but we've spent. I'd say. I mean, I'm not shy to say this. I mean, we've spent thousands of dollars on prop firms, and have taken out thousands of dollars in prop firms. Higher than that, but it can be a little nerve wracking on the prop firm side that people think, is this really real? It is real. It is legit. They're just stick with those two companies, Top Step and Take Profit Trader. We have taken money out of those firms, both of us. We know other people that have taken money out of their firm. One good thing about Top Step, they show up every day on Top Step TV. They're out in the open. They're not hiding in the shadows. It's a very public, transparent company that tries to show you what they're all about. And the good news is, if you mess up a $50 test, well, you would have lost a lot more than that in futures if you would have deposited into your own personal money. So
yeah, well, you're looking at $50 for a test for a combine you blow compared to the $2,000 you would have lost.
Yeah,
real money,
and you will lose.
Yes,
you will lose. I mean, it just. I hate to say it. I don't wish it upon anybody. It's just a part of the learning process. It just happens.
Yep. But great question. That's what we're here for. Myself and Roy, we've talked about this before. We tend to kind of get locked in on what we're doing and say some stuff. Then I've got a few people that I know that later ask, like, "What the hell were you talking about?" Like,
right.
Probably do a little better job explaining it. We talked about this yesterday. My goal with Roy on this stream, one is to help you guys. Like, that's the reason I started this stream. I don't do this because I like to do this, because Roy knows I don't like to do this. I will rant and talk, but it's just what I do. It's my nature. But I don't really love doing this as far as streaming goes, because I don't know. I've become more comfortable with it here lately. If you look at some of my first videos, I know I struggled with trying to find the right thing to say. But what I wanted with this was for you guys to learn, but then for me and Roy just to be able to have a conversation back and forth, and you guys learn from what we're talking about, what we're looking at, what we're seeing.
Yeah.
And then if you have a question, ask a question. We'll do our best to answer your question. But as far as just trading, if you're here to see us call out levels and, hey, go long here, go short there, this is not the channel for you. If you want to watch us and see how we trade and try to learn how we trade, then this is the spot for you. So I'm not trying to be a dick, but if you're looking for somebody to hold your hand, we're not going to hold your hand.
Yeah, I mean, the only way we've learned, and we've both been a part of alerter services and things like that, the only way you learn is, understanding why we entered, why we exited, why we were wrong, why we were right, and making your own assessment from there.
Yep. So you got 30 seconds. Let's see if we get orders start to clear out here. Sometimes it's right before it comes out fully clear. You've got a lot cleared right now. So I probably should have shared book map so I could show you guys this. You have a screen book map, and you have different colors, right? You have orange, yellow, red, blue. And the closer we get to data, well, all those blues and yellows go away. There's still orders out there, but these big, heavy orders go away, which means your algos are moving out and they're waiting for some kind of news. And here we go. And oh boy, Jolt's job opening 7.568 million, forecast of 7.65 million, previous 7.74 million. So job openings actually went down some. which is that not good for the market, Roy?
Job openings going down is
Means
not
that
good for the market.
unemployment
However,
should go down.
well, job openings going down means unemployment could go up because if somebody loses their job, there's not a job to replace it really quick. So,
Or let's look, because you can look at this both a few different ways. I'm not trying to jump over Roy on this, but
no, you're good.
you could look at it that since job openings are down, that people aren't losing their jobs. They're holding their job. So, yeah, good luck with that. We'll do our best to try to,
well,
try to
you're
figure
getting
out what the market likes. But right now,
gotta,
the market doesn't know what it likes.
Yeah, you got a few things working against you here because you have this the few narratives, right? So, oh, there's an unemployment potential here. Does that allow Powell to cut rates? Right. That's the number one thing the market wants to know is, well, two things: tariffs. They want to know the certainty of the tariffs from Trump, and they want to know when can J Powell cut rates. Those are your two driving narratives. So your unemployment, the reason why Powell will cut rates is to get ahead of a spiking unemployment to make sure that jobs are stable. One reason why Powell will not cut rates is inflation. So tariffs can cause inflation, but he may just cut it anyway because you can hear him kind of say transitory and the tariff inflation side of things in the last FOMC. So he's kind of setting the stage that I'm going to cut even if we have tariffs. So, but this news is not good news for the economy, and the economy is what matters. I mean, if you look at Tide, you're getting a switch here on puts, and you're getting a switch on calls, and then here's your SPY. You had a dip in calls and a little uptick in puts. Watch this volume though. This could be this drop here, a little bit of a fake out, but you do have those.
Hey, swap to your holdings real quick.
Holdings.
Yeah, I want to look at something on holdings while you're here. So notice on holdings, your calls are dropping, your puts are rising, but same as it was on SPY. Your volume dipped, but does your volume hold here? You want to see that volume kind of move sideways and trend back up. And if it does that, then the market will bounce. If the trend continues down, it starts moving toward that zero line, then we're going to break below our zone down here, and what happens next. So I told Roy what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at anything. So below VWAP, I'm looking to short the market. So right now, I'm not looking for it to hold down here and bounce back up. I'm not trading any longs below VWAP. The VWAP is the blue line you see here that comes into here. And then I'm not taking any, if it was above it, I would not look for any short. So right now, below it, I'm looking for a short opportunity unless it bounces back above it. So you could come up, test VWAP, reject back down. That could be a good entry. You got a few different ways to look at this. So, but I think the safer play is we're not trying to time the bottom here is why you're not looking for longs. And then when it's above, you're not trying to time the top. And if you start trying to time the top or the bottoms, when you really fuck up, and that's when you have problems. So,
amen.
Never try to time the market. Sometimes we get lucky. Yesterday, I don't know what it was. Yesterday, I top ticked a couple moves. Like, wow, okay. Hit my take profit, then drop. I'm like, well, that's unusual, but that's if you try to time the market, you try to time the top and the bottom, you're going to lose a lot more than you ever win.
Yep. And you're going to be kicking yourself when a more obvious move presents itself.
Yep.
So, yeah.
CVD is going to negative 900 and almost negative 1,000 now. So,
yeah, your puts are puts are now, if we'll flip to SPY here, you can see the puts rising, that volume really dropping, like money has kind of been hammering home this morning. That volume peaked and now it's coming down. So
and it peaked. Where did it peak? the 50K, like I said, we need to get to.
So you're at the bottom orb. So what you want to see here is if there's going to be a push up to break back above VWAP. But right now, as long as you're in the orb, you're also in the zone. You're below
Oh, you got
VWAP.
that. You got that pink line and that yellow line. That's your 50 SMA and your 200 EMA.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you might say, why do you trade the different ones? The SMA is going to be a little, the EMA is going to be a little smoother, right? It takes in, it's exponential moving average. And then compared to a simple moving average, this pink line, all it does is it takes in price. It doesn't look at anything else. It just takes in the price of each candle, the last 50, and gives you what the average is. The exponential takes in a little more. What else does it add besides price? It takes in time. It takes in volume, right?
Yeah, volume.
So you're looking at a lot more on this one than you are this one. But you see how smooth this one is and how this one has more moves to it. Now it is because they're a shorter time frame, but also it's because they take in a little different things that does it. But they're on top of each other, which this is never an easy break when you get these on. One by themselves is hard enough to break. You get both of them by themselves. And I'll use my analogy I used yesterday. So this 200, look at the 50 as this is just a regular barbed wire fence, right? You can hop the fence, but it takes you a little effort to get past the fence, right? This yellow 200, this is razor wire that's electrified. It's a lot harder to get through. You can see we came up, we tested it, and we rejected it back down. That was a great spot to take a short.
Ugly candle. Yeah, that's a good one.
CBD is messing with me a little bit here. It went back positive, and now it's only negative 300. This is really strange what it's doing. But your volume has gone red on SPY, on Tide, which tells us that be ready. And this is why I don't look for longs down here. Like when this came down and tested this orb low, a lot of people were like, oh, it's orb low, I'm going to trade it back up. Well, you got back up and then you crashed down off of it. So you just got to be careful if you want to move. Now what we're watching for is we want to see this close below the zone. And then ideally it would come back and retest and show weakness. And then we would look for a short off that area. Yep. But it's got to close below that zone before we do that.
And
10-minute, you got your anchored VWAP is at 34. So that is also something that's a good ways up from here. So that's something to keep an eye on. That anchored VWAP is off the opening candle. So it's still new here, but it has been a magnet pretty much. So
yeah, so you want to see a close, like Monty said, but you can see we've set a new low for the day. So if you get a close here, you've now closed a new low. So what you're going to want is it going to retest that kind of big level of 5,600. It could go all the way down there, bounce, reject, come back down. It could just crash right through. It could recover here in a second, right? You've got
Howie. Good morning, Howie. Good to have you back.
Good morning, Howie. Yeah, we're kind of looking around at Mag 7. You've got Apple started green, came back down, now with a pretty red candle. NVIDIA started green, came back down. Microsoft started green, it's coming back down, but still up 0.5%. Google is moving up 0.8%. Amazon started green, coming back down. It's now gone red. Same theme on Meta. Same theme on Tesla. Same thing. Netflix just out the gate said, all right, we're done. So taking a look at the VIX, that's a big candle on the VIX.
Sure is.
73-cent move on the VIX on one candle when it's already at 22.30 is not what you want to see if you're bullish. However, that's why we keep our zone. You don't make a move until the zone presents itself, and this candle's going to close pretty much right on top of it. So we're back in our zone.
Yeah, your premium's kind of moved up. Your volume is still ticking down, though. So I still think if we get a good break here, we could go short. See that volume at the bottom. Should kind of point that out.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're watching, this Main thing I watch is that volume. See that volume still moving down.
And so, yeah, premium is going up, and it is above the put premium. However, like you said, that volume is still showing up. But here, general market, you've got calls rising, puts dropping, volume kind of staying green. So this is every stock in the stock market. That's its options flow, and then this is specifically to the SPY ETF.
Yep.
And it looked like that test inside the zone was a good entry. Looks like it's rejected.
Possible.
Do I chase? Oh no, we still got 4 minutes on this candle. Let me wait.
Yeah, your
Probably gonna
volume.
regret that, but
Yeah, your volume's still going the right way, to be short.
yeah.
So CBD is still positive. Is really concerning, but they are hitting stops on the way down. On this candle alone, they're hitting 269 stops so far. Now we don't know if these stops are stops that are stop market orders, like just to get in the market, or these are actually stop orders to get out. So that's the one thing you don't know, that you got to try to figure out. I did go short and take profit trader. I'm up right at $100 so far. I'm trying to see if it'll. I like volume on Tide. What Tide's showing? I should have took it on Top Step 2. I think I might regret this. CBD's coming back towards zero now, so that's actually showing some sellers are stepping in, but they just can't break it all the way down. And I think that's got something to do with your put premiums are not running away. Even though when your volume is going negative, your put premiums are not running away with it.
Yeah.
So if we could get those put premiums to do their thing, this thing could go to 5,600 or so. And I've got my take profit at 5601 over here, which will give me actually a $300 day over for that hit. So we still need 10 more points to get there. We will trade this bad boy down. Trail it down. Sorry, not trade it down. Trail it down. But I want to see CBD go negative. I do like how these call premiums are coming down pretty hard now. And this volume is still turning more negative by the second, even though when the premiums are going. So I still like this trade.
General market Tide, volume's about to go red.
I still like 5,600 as the target. We are 5 points away from my take profit now, which is very doable over here. Oh, I don't know if I should take 200 or if I should let it go. Your premium, look, your put premiums they're going crazy now. So I like to see that when me being in the short. Your volume is still where it kind of looked like it was going to level off. It's went more negative. So everything's telling me to hold this trade. I'm not going to let it go above my break-even point now. If it does, we'll just cut it. And so we're guaranteed not to lose money on this trade, but I really want to see this down 5,600 level. That's really what I want.
Yeah.
CVD is zero. Does it go negative? Negative CVD by a little bit, which tells you that sellers are starting to build up. They're building up a little momentum. If they can build up some more momentum, these put premiums are just going, that volume's still going down. So I still like my target. Hold for 8 more points. Howie, I'm doing my best to hold for 8 more points. I want to hold for 8 more points. I've been on a streak here lately, and I don't want to fuck the streak up. But by gosh, sometimes yesterday I regretted not holding 5,600. I think I text Troy. Where was it at? Let me see. What let's see here. What did I say? Not just say I should have held 600 like I was going to. Yeah, 5,600. Should have. Could have. But CBD has gone to positive 600 on this move. So we got to be careful here. This could be a lot of different things going on here. I'm going to be honest with you. It could be that people are putting orders in to dump it, or we could see some kind of short covering at some point, which I would not expect to see it here. considering how much it went up yesterday. But CBD is now plus 900. Put premiums are coming down. Call premiums are coming down with it. Volume is kind of leveling off on Tide. So CBD is now plus 1,500, 1,600. Buyers are stepping in. Now, is this a quick step in and we're going to let it run? This is where you grow balls, ladies and gentlemen. This is where you grow balls. You don't. Right now, my balls are huge, but I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
That's a good thing or bad. Right. The thing you got to do is you got to, right, the data went against you for a hair. Price action went against you for a hair. So, but, yeah, this is an important candle. I'll just say that. It's an important candle.
Your volume is going up on Tide. I do not like that. I don't like that at all.
This could turn into a very ugly candle, though. CBD can play ball.
At this close, I closed mine at 5606. Do me dirty, Howie. Come on, stay with me. Get this down 5,600. What do you say? I want 5,600. I want 5,600. My balls might be big, but they're feeling kind of a little hurting a little bit right now. A little case of the blue balls.
Tide put premium ticking up a hair here.
Call premium doing the same.
Call premium tick up. Let's see what general market's showing. General market
volume turned a little bit.
What are they buying? What are they buying? Where the heck did it go? ACN, whatever that is. Wow, this volume is anemic. Look at the premium.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's
enough. Premium. Oh my god. Net premium negative, 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 negative.
Yeah. Let's see what the zoom out version looks like. Oh my gosh, look at this volume. Just nothing.
Yeah. Okay, closed at 5608. Good job.
Beautiful.
You never go broke taking profit.
Never.
I don't care what people say. You never go broke taking profit. Oh, I need volume to cooperate. It looked like it was going to. Now it's going back up. I'm not loving this trade. I don't like these put premiums, but CBD's kind of got to a 1,600 spot and just kind of stuck there. We're back down to where I could take it originally. Do I take the 200 this time, or do I wait for 300 at 5601?
We put a stop at 5610.
No.
What if you were down?
What make zero?
Okay.
This candle's ugly. This is an ugly ass candle.
It is an ugly ass candle. It is.
Volume is starting to kind of go my way on Tide a little bit again. Looks like it might be fixing the trend back down. It's crazy. I'm only got 5 MES in this damn trade, and I've got jitters. What the hell? Where'd that come from?
It happens.
I have a plan. I had a plan. I'm sticking to that damn plan. So, win or lose, here we go. Am I smart or am I just being an idiot here? That's a question I ask myself every day. Every day.
That's the thing the market will do. The market will tell you if you're smart or stupid.
Some days you're both at the same time.
Sometimes it's just a little too brutally honest.
Hey, there's two things that always tell the truth. That's kids and the market.
Yeah. Yeah. So what you want to see is just what you're getting, that wick. You want to see that wick. You want to see that wick. You
3
want to
points.
see that wick.
3 points. I see you're there. I can see you. You are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're 7 ticks away. 7 ticks away. Come on. Get my 7 ticks. Get my 7 ticks. Come on. Come on. CBD's finally showing a little crack. A little crack. Oh, was it enough crack? Oh my gosh, we're 3 ticks away.
Oh. Well.
1 tick. Hey, there it is.
Nice job.
303.75 times 3. $900, one trade.
Take that.
Oh.
Now this is one of the better feelings of trading, is because now you can take a break, enjoy the win.
I'm fitting to go smoke a cigarette. I'm gonna be honest with all you guys. I mean, like that was. I just had sex. I think it's that kind of feeling, and I normally don't get that feeling on micros. What the hell's happening?
Oh, well, that was interesting. That was. Hey, money's money, man. No matter
Money
if you
is
have
money.
$1 at risk or $200 at risk, it still can get you.
Howie, you got to go back and look at the last couple of streams. You missed some damn good rants. I know you like my rants. You missed some good rants. So take Private Trader. We're done for the day. We're not touching anything else. Every account is locked up. I passed 2 more test accounts there. Tomorrow I will have 5 pro accounts. I've got 3 accounts that are. I've got the 1,500 drawdown buffer is gone. It's not there anymore. Don't have that shit. Like 24, 2,500 bucks up in those 3. So technically I could take $3,000 out today whenever it updates. I'm not going to, because I'm trying to build these accounts up. I want to, what I missed, one thing I do like that when I trade Apex, I'm going to tell you guys the Apex story. Started with Apex. Apex was the first firm I went to when I started trading prop firms. And they got me with the gimmicks of the 90% off sale, the blah, 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 blah. Well, I hit them last year for, or what was it? I shared my 1099. Was it 280?
Yeah.
240, something like that. So I took out $240,000 profit from them. 280, 240, whatever it is. I don't remember. It's numbers are numbers. And they ended up banning me. They banned me. Instead of putting me live, they banned me. So I couldn't trade with them anymore because I'd taken too much money from them. So that's one of the reasons I don't like them. I think they're scummy. I think they are shit. I think that proves that they only I was up at one point, what was it, like $60,000 per account or something at one time?
Yeah.
I was up a lot. And they still hadn't moved me to live. And I was like, if you don't move me to live here, what is your point? What are you doing? What is our end scheme?
Yeah.
I've heard of one person that said they've gone live, but they have not shown any proof that they are live with Apex.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look, their Furus, their Patrick Whelan, Trades by Matt. Trades by Matt's probably the best one to look at. I think Trades by Matt's a good trader, but Trades by Matt was never profitable in the prop firm business. He never showed a positive year until he became affiliate with Apex.
Mm.
And now all of a sudden he's a 100,000 plus trader. No, you don't change your stripes overnight.
No.
He shows payouts, but what they don't tell you is their affiliate pay is in those payouts.
Mm.
So, and they blow through accounts. Him and Patrick Whelan both. They'll get 20 accounts and they'll blow every damn one of them. They go right back, and they never get banned because they have thousands of followers. We don't have thousands of followers. We have a few hundred followers. That proved to me right then that they are shit. They do not want to take traders live. Their only goal is to take your money and make money off you buying their evaluation accounts and your PAs and blow them. That's the only way they do it. So I swapped to Top Step. it was just a breath of fresh air. I moved to Top Step. I started getting emails from Top Step coaches like, "Hey, if you need any help, reach out." I've never had that. I've never had a company reach out like, "Hey, we're here for you. You let us know what you need, blah, 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 whatever." I actually went live with Top Step. It was a year ago. Was it last week when I shared that, Roy?
Yep.
I went
last week.
And I had multiple phone conversations with the risk management team about, hey, what I was going to do, what my style was, what I wanted, how I wanted to trade, all that stuff beforehand. End up blowing that account. But when I blew it, it wasn't just like, hey, man, you screwed up. Sorry. It was, they reached out like, hey, what do we need to do to help you get back here so you can be profitable? We want you to be live.
Mm-hmm.
And what I found with Take Profit Trader is I'm seeing a lot of similarities between the two. Now, yeah, there's differences for sure on the actual platforms. But as far as their management wanting to help you, like you get a daily email every day, like it's almost a motivational email from them about, hey, look at this, take your profits, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go for home runs. Try to do this. What firms tell you that?
Yeah.
There's two that I know of, and it's Top Step and it's Take Profit Trader. Like, so that was my Apex journey. I think Apex is the scum of the earth. I think that eventually they will go out of business because their model is only alive because people blow shit up. And I see a lot of people that are moving away from them now going to these other firms where it makes more sense where they're trying to help you out. Top Step's done some stuff here recently I don't agree with 100%, but I'm also not the CEO making the decisions, and they have a team. They make those decisions together. One thing I do like about Top Step, when they make changes, they ask you questions about it, what you think, and they take your feedback, I think, and they use that feedback to either one help. I'm telling you guys, I would like to go short here, but I don't like where tide's at, even though volume is going in our direction again for a short. These call premiums are ripping, so I want to wait and see what happens here.
Be careful.
Anyway, that's my rant on prop firms. There's two that I really like: Top Step Trader. Take Profit Trader and Top Step. Those are the two I really like. I plan on, if I ever get a chance where I can try some more, I would like to try some more. But trading between two firms right now is a lot for me. If you hadn't noticed, I only trade one at a time. I just traded one. Now I'm done with that one. Now I can focus on this one. And I should have took the damn short, but that's neither here nor there. I have not. I'm giving myself a break. Oh, we did talk about this yesterday. Let's talk about this now. Let's go back to my screen real quick. So when you go to this lockout, you have different lockouts you can take. You can do a 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour all day, or you can hit a custom. Hey, I'm going to lock myself out. I'm going to lock myself out for 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm locked out for 2 minutes. I got a minute and a half left. I cannot take a trade now if I want to. It's locked out. I can't do anything with it. If you are in a trade already, it will let you close position, but you cannot move your orders and you can't add to it, which I really like about that. Howie says it best. The goal should be to curate the best traders and make money that way, not through fees and stuff. Exactly. And I think that's what both Top Step and Take Profit Trader, once you hit $5,000 in your pro accounts, they're going to move you to live. They actually, which is kind of strange, I can't believe they do it. They actually invite you to live. You do not have to take the first live invitation because your buffer starts. I think your buffer starts over again once you go to Pro Plus, what it's called. But saying that, their goal is to move you to live and make you successful. They do a 90-10 split. They're making money off what you make. You do that, and you start making good money. You look, they paid for their stuff, and now you're splitting profits, and they've got all their money back they've invested in you.
Yeah, their business model works.
That should be the business model of every firm. You have Tradeify, which I've heard some good stuff. I heard some bad stuff about Tradeify. Tradeify is a direct to funding, so I don't know. I hadn't looked to see what you do, but you do something to go straight into a funded account. And look, now I got 2 seconds left. Now I can trade again because my lockout's over. Well, I'm gonna let Roy talk about things for a minute because I still got to go take care of this smoke break. I'll be right back.
All right, let me take a look. So if we're looking at Tide, you're getting this call premium really rising up. You see that volume kind of trying its hardest to go green. Still not there yet. The call premium is definitely pointing in that direction. You look at general market Tide, similar kind of look. You've got call premium rising, put premium dropping, volume eating into it. We're going to go to kind of look at the general market. ES bounced right off of our 5,600 level, jumped 20 points from that, and has now re-entered the zone. Right, you had volumes all messed up. Let me add volume here. I got all sorts of indicators. Indicators. Come on. No, not working. Can't do any more. All right, let's delete that. Delete that. Can't do any indicators. No. I don't know. My thing's messed up. It's not letting me add an indicator. Anyway, trust me, bro. You got volume popped up here. So you had an increased volume on this candle. So what you're going to want to see, this red ribbon here is your 8 EMA ribbon on the 5-minute, or sorry, the 10-minute. You're going to want to see it break above that. Since we've re-entered the zone, let's go to a 5-minute chart. See where we're rejecting. So far, we're rejecting that orb low. That was that 15-minute range, opening range we put in. So you want to see it break that, probably get to VWAP, maybe retest the orb low, push through VWAP. We don't know. So we're kind of in a no man's zone here. But the Tide is suggesting, let's switch to that, you could get that continuation move up here. What you'd want to see if you do want to trade it, again, you want to see it break that orb low. You'll see it break the orb low, hold it, retest, hold, and then go. But you are getting a nice push, getting your MACD down here kind of curling up. So that suggests that momentum could be shifting to the upside. Nothing's guaranteed, of course. As we look around, MAG 7, we got Apple had a big move up, push down. It's now starting to kind of push itself up near VWAP, just that big blue line in the middle, which means you could be doing a higher low here on the chart. Let's go to 10-minute. You can see higher low here. So set a new low, higher low. So we'll keep an eye on that. NVIDIA could be bear flagging here. It is now under VWAP, so you could look, basically has the same look as the ES chart. So you're just keeping an eye. That looks like Microsoft is pushing up, could be potentially pushing through this mini little bull flag formation. Google's just kind of chopping around up here. Amazon can't quite hold over 190, so we'll continue to watch that battle. But it is battling its VWAP and AMAs right now. Same with Meta. Tesla is getting some life. Big green candle there, and it's now pushing up. It's now testing this purple line as the 5-day moving average. Hopefully, Monty heard that. Netflix is down. You've got a little bit of a nasty potential bear flag forming here. So, again, kind of danger zone. As we look through, we always want to wait till candles close before we make our trades. So right now, you have a candle that looked really good, got up to the ribbon, rejected, and is now struggling to stay within the zone. So in these types of scenarios, you do have a rejection forming, and we do see a rejection at the orb low. However, it's only one indicator. So if you were to flip, and I'll flip to market tide on this screen, you can see your put premium starting to tick up. So it almost went green on volume. This is general market, and now it's coming back down. Here's your SPY. And you see it kind of ticking down, right? So you're not getting an indication one way or the other right now to go short. You're not really getting an indication to go long. You're just kind of waiting to get some more confirmation. Now, of course, you're going to maybe miss 5, maybe miss 10 points, but you're going to feel a whole lot better if you waited for confirmation than you would rushing into the trade.
By the way, CVD is plus 2,700.
Okay, so that's an indicator that suggests a move up. So if you can break this orb low, which it struggled with, Monty, I think you actually have a 5 minute candle by candle here. If you want to show that on your chart of how you would play that. And it looks like the spot to enter would be right at the bottom of the zone, if that correct. Oh, you went away.
Oh, you
There you
removed
go.
me. Added me back. If you look, we're below VWAP. So
Mhm.
what's one of my rules on this? We don't
Yeah,
go
don't go
long
long.
below VWAP. So
Yeah.
yes, it could play out in our favor, but I'm volume is kind of ticking down on. It's kind of ticking sideways now. Still negative on Tide. Little move down. Your put premiums need to join the party if we want to do anything short side. And CVD is still suggesting. I mean, it's almost 3,000 now. CVD has been building all the way down here, and I'll be damn, bro. I about bottom ticked this damn thing again, didn't I?
You basically bottom ticked it.
Hell, you can't make this shit up, can you?
Yeah, I would say it was a pretty impressive bottom tick.
And the candle by candle to the upside looks like it will pay off if it breaks, especially if it breaks this 21 here. You still got your chain link fence and your razor wire fence to go through, which is all right around VWAP. So, but CVD is now plus 3,200. So they are building up for something. Now, if we break here, do I like to go long? I will look for longs at that point if we break above here. But you got to be careful. This thing could turn back either way really quickly. Put premiums are not joining the party, by the way. I can show mine, Royce. You don't have to switch back over. Put premiums, they're starting to curl a little bit here. Your volume is still trending toward that zero line, and then your call premium is still trending up. So as long as we got that, and we got CVD being plus 3,000, you can't look for a short, in my opinion. Now, a short, is that saying a short won't play out? No. But we're looking for the law of averages. And the law of averages says that this is not a place where we short yet, unless something changes. And I say that CVD just went to 2,900. So do we have some buyers that are getting out now? That is the $600 question. We got a lot of stuff working in different ways. If you watched us yesterday, we talked about how Tide and CVD were not really in line with each other, but CVD just went to 4,300.
Whoa.
So, yeah, this is why you don't just short, right? So now we want to see this candle close. I wish we had less than a minute left in this damn candle, but we got a minute 20. So it is what it is at this point. But I am going to look for this to, if it comes back and retest, I will probably go long. I don't know if we get a good retest. I'd love a close above this, then a retest and a bounce, and then I would be in a long in a heartbeat. And this kind of shows you when you're using a strategy, you do not have a bias, right? You let the market tell you 5,000 CVD.
Wow.
It just took the break, but 5,200 CVD. We did not just take the break. So now we need a pullback on this next candle. Volume has turned green on SPY, on volume on Tide. Green volume. Everything here is saying just chase it and go long. I can't do that quite yet because I'm trying to be a good guy and not do stupid shit. So
you see it come back.
Had a lot of volume pop in, had a lot of buyers step in this last minute, and now you got sellers stepping back in. So close, candle, close. My gosh, that was the longest minute ever in my life, I think. We're going to enter along there. We're going to put our short, or I'm going to put my take profit up here. So I'm looking for it to break the high. As soon as I enter, your puts start to creep back up. CVD is 4,700, holding 47, 46.90. It's holding around that 47 level, 46. Now it's coming back. That could have been, well, now it's back to 48. So I don't know. I was thinking that could have been the end, but your puts that wanted to curl up, they curled down, curled up, curled down. Now they curl back up. Now your call premiums are curling down the slightest little bit. See here, they're turning sideways. Volume is down a little. CVD is 4,900.
Yeah, I'm going to swap to mine real quick. You've got this 10-minute chart. You guys may not be able to see it, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit. You see this wick on VWAP. So you want to see, obviously, that hold VWAP, but what does that tell us in the very short run? A lot of time on this candle, of course, but that tells us that buyers stepped in pretty quickly at the VWAP. There were people looking to enter just as we did. I entered with you right there. So you're battling now the 50 on the 10, and your 200 on the 10 is nowhere to be found on the screen, but it is present on the 5-minute, as Monty shows, and now we're pushing higher. So just wanted to show that wick off of VWAP.
You are good, sir. If we can break this orb high, we should see this high and possibly this high up here. Notice one thing that you'll hear me say. You never hear me say, break here, we're going here, break here, we're going here. I'm saying we should or we could, but it's not definite. One thing you will never hear us say is definite levels, right?
No such
you
thing.
See it's getting right here at orb high, and it's kind of struggling at orb high. It needs to break through it. CVD is plus 53. Your put premiums are starting to rise still. But look at your volume. Your volume's going up. We want to see that volume continue to go up. We want to see, let's get off there. These taking a little break on these call premiums. We want to see them trend back up. You get that? We should. There's the break. All right, now go up here.
Oh, wow.
I don't see Mexican president. There are more lists of names of alleged drug traffickers for extradition to the U.S. Mexico is willing to cooperate. Oh, that's actually a positive sign. We're $275 up. Something you're going to see me that you didn't see me do another. I'm guaranteeing a $200 day.
You did it.
Guaranteeing a $200 day. Now, if we can hit $49.75, which we're close, there it is, $400, $800 there. In actual money, I made $1,700 today. Two trades. And guess what we're doing here, boys and girls? Locking this bitch up for the rest of the day. I am now through with those, done with those. That's where I'm at.
Now, important note, I want to kind of recap this trade because it was a beautiful one. You waited till you got above VWAP. You didn't chase the big candle that broke VWAP. Some people to say, oh, you entered like 30 points from the bottom. Yeah. So, and you made your goal for the day. Do you care how you made your goal? No. Right.
We made the goal. By you saying that, we made the goal by sticking to a plan. We had a plan. We didn't just come in and randomly buy. We had a plan. We stuck to the plan. And it looks like I have top ticked this damn thing too. So I don't know what this is. But the streak is alive, boys and girls. The streak is alive. Let's go look at the streak. This is the one I want to show you, the streak. So this one, we took a payout already. We're back above the payout, right? Let's look at our performance stats on this one. So we're at $3,311 total up on this account. Average win to loss could be better, but we're 68% win rate. So 68% win rate, you don't have to be 1 for 1 to make money. right? That's the key factor. But your profit factor, even though you look here, your average win loss is not 1-to-1, but our profit factor is 1.92 to 1. That's actually really good profit factor because that's this is good. I mean, we're managing our risk. This is what I want to show you. So this week so far, we're $630 up on this week. Well, let's just look last month when we started this account. There's 12 days. Now 14 days straight of green. This is our biggest day so far to date. We're $3,300 up on the account. I will take that every day. This kind of what me and Roy we talked about. We're going to preach this, and if you follow our stream, you're going to hear us. Base hits add up. Base hits add up. As long as we're doing base hits, we're taking this is. I think one of you was talking, Michael or Howie, one of you was talking about, hey, I didn't get all of it. You closed in profit. Here yesterday, I made $227. I could have made over $400 yesterday, but I had a plan. I stuck to my plan. I hit my plan, and now I'm done. I'm out of it. So, thank you, Howie. Thank you. So I'm talking about it's how you make a living trading right there. It is. I saw a guy, I told Roy earlier before this pre-stream. I saw a guy on Facebook yesterday talking about the easiest money you ever make is trading. Bullshit. This is the hardest money you'll ever make in your life. To get where I can be profitable like this and hit these base hits, look, get your accounts built up. You get 5 accounts, you make $200 a day. That's $1,000 a day.
Yeah.
It's $5,000 a week. I had an old guy, one of his sayings was, you make UPS money. Because back in the day, UPS was the high-paid people that worked out there. They made more than doctors and everybody. Well, that's UPS money right there. We're making UPS. We're making better than UPS money. So it's small base hits, compound your wins through multiple accounts. Be smart with it, though. We've copy traded before where we screwed up some accounts.
Ooh, yeah.
But we were trading 1 to 5 ES minis, not micros.
Yeah.
I think what's kind of helped here is we can go 5 micros, which is half of 1 mini, right? It gives you so much more room to play. Well, now if you do a $200 stop loss, well, if you have 5 micros, in the past that would be 4 points. Well, a micro that's 8 points. If you lose more than 8 points in one trade, you probably should cut that trade anyway, because 8 points against you is not a good sign. So this is how I trade. You guys see it. This is every day. I think one thing I pride us on is that I think we've grown every day that we trade. We get a little bit better every day we trade, but we never stop working on what we're doing every day. I was telling Roy earlier, like you look a year ago, this zone, we didn't even have this zone a year ago. This 50 SMA, this 200 EMA, we didn't have these on the charts a year ago. Look where we ticked off of, where we broke up, came down, right on. If you average this 200 out, when you look at candles past, this looks a little different. In the moment, we were right on that 200 when it came down and tested and showed support. Razor wire fence, right? Electrified. What it did, came down, couldn't break it, bounced off of it. Tide gave us some really good indicators of what to do. Bookmap with CVD working with, kind of going hand in hand. We were talking about it earlier, like, hey, CVD is still positive. With all this negative down here, CVD stayed positive. Went negative for a second, and then it never saw negative again. It kind of worked its way. And I'll show you here. Right here is where CVD actually turned negative. When it came back and tested this level again, CVD was positive, which tells you that buyers were still in control. Well, what happens? Look at this volume all the way up. Yep, I say that buyers were still in control. That's how I look at this stuff when I look at it. And that's what's going through my mind when I'm looking. CVD is cumulative volume delta, Michael. It's It's on Bookmap. You can
Do we
do
have?
volumes of different ways.
Do you have
There's an
Bookmap open
indicator.
or no?
There's an indicator on Trading View. Me personally, I like to read it on Bookmap because I see instant CVD, where you look like it pretty much it takes from open yesterday, right, to where we're at now. It resets. You can reset yourself. You can reset at any point you want to reset it. Like I can reset it now. CVD is going to start over again, and we're at 77, 78. I'm telling you, it's going to start going up, and it will not be long to be back at 7,000. The higher the number, the more that the buyers are in control. The lower the negative number, the more sellers are in control.
Do you have Bookmap on the other screen or no?
I can pull it up real quick. It takes me just a couple seconds to pull it up.
You can take a look at that, and this thing is ripping.
Yeah.
So we're looking at kind of while he's pulling that up, the top of your zone is at 63, 56, 63, 50. In this zone, how we drew the zone was the pre-market high to pre-market low or pre-market low to pre-market high around that.
Hold on.
4 a.m.
Let me swap to Bookmap when I pull it up so it comes up there and then we can swap back.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go make Roy big real quick. It's all good. Hey, everybody, that's a good picture of Roy. All right, let me.
Howie, $260 and 5 top steps, 257 in my bill pay futures account, went long 4 SPX 5630 calls. Man, good job, Howie. And another thing that, again, while Monty's talking and kind of getting this stuff up and running, we made money on the downside, we made money on the upside. So don't have a bias. Play the chart, play the zones, play your rules. 9 times out of 10, they'll work out. If they don't, that's okay. You take the trade again as long as you believe in the concept. There's sometimes trades just don't work out, but
there it is.
Yeah.
Look at CVD now, 11,200. Of course it is.
Of course.
So, Michael, this is what I'm watching here. So it's a little I don't like how it pulls so much data. Bookmap pulls a lot. That's why I put it on a different account. Let me pull it up here. So on the bottom, you got these iceberg orders. So right now you got negative 143 iceberg orders. Iceberg orders are orders there that you cannot see. It sounds just like it is. So what an iceberg order is you'll see you see 10, that blue 10. If you can see, you'll see this blue 10 right here. That's where my thing's messing up at. Well, that's iceberg orders. So that's not just 10 orders sitting there. That's probably about 1,000, 2,000 orders sitting there, and they're going to fill them 10 at a time. That's what the iceberg orders show. This thing is not liking it when I share the screen with this, but that's why we're doing that.
Yeah,
CVD bottom right, 11,084, 11,119. And then your stops, it shows the stops on the candle. So right now they've taken 65 stops on this move. And that is a good thing when you start seeing these stops. We've seen it before where you're seeing thousands of stops being hit. Now, we don't know if that's stop orders to get out of the market or that stop orders to get in the market. We just know that stops that are being hit. Saying that, you got to take the icebergs and the stops with a grain of salt. You can't just go strictly off what you see there. When I look at this, one thing I kind of pride myself on, I can look at all this real quick and I can decipher what I'm seeing really quick because I've done this for we're working on CVD now 2 years on Bookmap, Roy. I've been working on Bookmap.
Yeah, it's very advanced stuff. I mean, it's also expensive, and it's can be intimidating and overwhelming, which is why, I rely heavily on Monty you'll hear me say, what's CVD, what's CVD, what's CVD, because we're working together, but he's studied it for a couple of years, and it's not easy to master. It's very, very complex, and that's why it's so expensive, because it does have just so much data.
So what you're seeing here if you see all these red lines and all this, so if you was to look at your, let's say you have level 2. Let me get close to it. Oh, I don't have level 2 anymore. Yeah. Huh. They finally took it away from me. Well, damn. I've had it forever for free, and they finally took it away from me. But typically, you see orders lined up, and I will end up getting it back because I like to see it here too. But you'll see orders, bid size, ass size. You see all that good stuff, right? What Bookmap does a good job at, let's swap back to Bookmap. What Bookmap does a good job at is they put that on a heat map. So you see these orange and yellow and blue lines. That are those same orders, but you see them in 3D format on like a heat map instead of just having to go find them. So you can see levels. If you look now, that 5650 level looks like a big level. If it was to come back and test that, if those orders stay there, that would give me a good indication to go long at that spot. You can see 5660, and then if it breaks that 5665, that would be a couple levels I would look to take profits at because those orders could be hard to break. When you start seeing the 1,000 orders, and another thing to look at that when you're seeing it, I don't know if y'all can tell, but there's a little white line on most of these. So everything from here to that white line is algo orders. Those are automated orders that are in the system that move by the algorithms. That's not individual. Everything you see past that is individual traders, retail traders, could be institutions that are placing these orders manually by a person. So that's the difference you're looking at. When you see a big level and you don't see any white, it's not algos, you can almost guarantee that level is going to stay there, and either they're going to all be bought or sold at that level, if that makes sense. So after on level 2 numbers, Bookmap is so much easier to watch. It is. Howie, one thing that Bookmaps led me to do, though, is led me to be able to read level 2 better without. So I can glance at level 2, and I can pretty much tell you where all the levels are going to be on Bookmap now. That's helped me. Roy Easy has a question here. Says, how do you guys feel about these straight to prop firms? I'm still trying to figure that out, Roy Easy. I don't know how I feel about them, like Tradeify. I mentioned them earlier. I have heard really good things. I've heard some bad things. I don't know. I think if you're a new trader or you struggle to be profitable, you stay far away from them because they're going to cost more and you're going to blow more money.
Yeah, I have a problem with them. So
you do have a problem with them?
Yeah, I do. Okay. I would say, look, you're trying to skip the test. You're trying to be impatient when you're doing that. And the number one thing that blows my accounts up is impatience and trying to run through these tests as fast as I can or try and get to a payout as fast as I can. You can't run away from that weakness, right? You have to embrace that weakness. You have to conquer it and you have to move past it. And it's still something we struggle with, me and Monty, right? When we blow an account, we probably jump in a combine or jump in something to try and get us, 2 days later. But you see this past week, Monty's been saying, I'm slowing down on my combines. I'm starting to trade them the same. So I think that the straight to profit prop firms are allowing you to ignore the fact that you're impatient and not quite ready to hold an account for longer than an extended period of time. Best deal out there. Not affiliated with them. I don't have a link to share with them. I probably should, but in my experience in the last month or so, Take Profit Trader, paying $105 for an account for the test and then not having to pay the live fee when I get taken to a funded account has been great, right? It's a little bit cheaper than, it's half the price of other firms, but it gives me that sense of I've paid my fee. Now I just have to pass my test, which is a $1,500 profit on a 25K account. If I can just take my time and do that, I will be rewarded. I don't like the straight to profit firms. I think they're in business for a reason. And yeah, that's my little rant on them. I
will give Tradeify credit. They are a straight to funded account firm. But if I remember correctly, I think it was last month they took more traders live than any other prop firm did.
Yeah.
Well, percentage wise, which if you have low percentage, but they are moving you live, which tells you that hey, they are recognizing quality traders and they are moving quality traders to live accounts. If you're
Yep.
trading with a firm and there's not a simple way to get to a live account, stay away from that firm. Look,
Yep.
that's my biggest test right there. If you are a firm, one, you want to see firms that's been here for a while. Top Step is one thing about Top Step. I can say Top Step created the prop firm industry. They were the first ones to come out and do it. They have revolutionized the way people trade. I still think, personally, I think Top Step is the best one. But I think not Tradeify, but Top Step Trader. Take Profit Trader is just a hair below them. I don't see a huge difference between the two. I think that's why I like Take Profit Trader because they are more similar to Top Step than any of the other firms that I've traded or I've tried and I've done stuff with. So, saying all that, stay away from the shit. Stay away from Apex. Stay away from future funded, whatever that FFF thing with Danny Trades and all that. If you're seeing a lot of turmoil around a firm, the odds are it's probably not good to be in that firm. Uh, just my thoughts. And look, there's firms out there that we have not tried that actually rank like Bull Knox and stuff. They rank higher on a lot of places than Top Step does. So it's just it depends on what you're looking for. What are you drawing lines for? What would like drawing a big circle there? Zero?
That's a
Oh,
level. Okay. Yeah. We can give each other a high five.
we got a question here. Profit trader for practice. I would actually go with Top Step Trader for practice because you can actually create a practice account. With your practice account is tied to your combine account. So
Yeah.
if you pass your combine, your practice account goes away. But one thing I do like about Top Step is like I have a couple accounts down here I've actually failed. They're noticeable. I've blown them. I was doing stupid stuff with them. Guess what? I can trade this account right now to keep practicing until it rebuilds. So you can work on your things. Uh, let's see, VWAP. What line band is the one to watch? So I take all the bands off VWAP. I just watch regular VWAP. I don't like anything else. So
It would be the
you know,
middle band.
it's the middle band.
In the middle. Yeah, in the
Some
middle.
if you're on Top Step, I don't think they don't have it. So it's just straight VWAP is what you get. Other firms, I know that if you go to, it'll have the bands and all that stuff. It is the middle band. That's your regular VWAP. That's what you want to see. So that's what we trade off of.
I like the bands. I like the Bollinger bands. That's what they're called. They're the green here. They're always going to be above and below VWAP. So it'll tell you, maybe we're getting a bit overextended. Maybe we're not.
So one thing you will recognize between me and Roy, we disagree on a lot of shit. Our end results are the same, but we just like I don't need the damn bands. Like I got enough to look at already. Let's look at this damn thing go. My gosh.
Yeah, she going for it.
Yeah, she is. Kind of what I was talking about earlier too. We was talking about trading. You see my accounts here. This is a combine that I'm working on. In the past, I've always tried to pass these in 2 days. We're $1,200 up. You can see my win and loss rate. I take a few more chances on this. My win to loss average is better. Risk reward is better, but I've traded this account already. How many days is it? 3 days. And typically, I would already pass this account by now. And this one, I'm trying to do it exactly like I do my other account. And now we are breaking above our zone here. So here's what I watch. I want to close above this zone. This is what I talked about earlier. Looks like we're not going to get it with 12 seconds left in this. We might be right on top of it. Ideally, we would close above it and then retest, and you take a long off of it. I don't like what I'm seeing with Tide a ton, but CBD is telling me a different story. CBD is plus 14,000. So we are going to take it along here and just let it ride and see if we can make $300 on it. 56.77. You got orders at 75 and 80. So could be in play. Please explain all the indicators, or if you did. So here's everything I use. I don't overcomplicate it. This is probably more. But the 50 is a simple moving average. This is going to be this pink line here. The EMAs I trade off of, I use the 8, 21, and the 14. Believe it or not, this 14, it's going to fall in between. Typically, it's going to be your midpoint between your 8 and your 21. And if you notice a lot of things, retracement a lot of times is 50% retracement, right? So if it comes back, it's going to be a 50% retracement from here to here. And then a lot of times that holds. So that's just an extra area for me to look at. I don't typically trade off of it, but I do like to watch it to keep up with it, see where we're at. I use VWAP. And then I have top step levels. And this is just an easy way. And look, it keeps up last week's highs, yesterday's high, settlement, which is going to be yesterday's close, yesterday's low, last week's lows. That's it. I turn the rest of it off. I don't need their kickoff low, high numbers. I don't need that. I don't need point of control numbers. I don't need value area high. That's a lot of stuff that Hogan uses on Top Step TV that I don't use. I don't need. So that's why you'll see different levels, lines. You'll see stuff that I draw. But these are all the indicators I use on TradingView. It's not available here. I wish it was. I actually do the anchored VWAP off the open on the 10-minute chart. Can't see it. It's at 34 right now. It's been around 34 for a while. It's kind of dipped down and came back up. But that anchored VWAP off the open has been a lot better indicator than I thought it ever could have been. Roy can attest to this. Once we started looking at it and paying attention to it, that damn thing is pretty clutch.
Yeah.
And we're above it now. So, we're 30 points above it now. So to come back to anchored VWAP, we're going to have to come a lot. So I'm going to let this trade play out. Whether we're either going to lose, I'm probably going to move this down. I'm going to risk a little more here. Go to the top of that candle there. Actually, we'll go to the bottom of that candle. And then if it takes me out before, that's great. If not, when this candle closes, we'll probably move up to this one. And we'll just follow it candle by candle on the way up. I hope that answered your question on the indicators I use, why I use them. Roy uses some different shit that I don't like. He uses the 5-day moving average for what we do. Let me explain. I actually explained this to Roy today. I think he finally understood where I was coming from. Yeah. I think the 5-day for a scalper or a day trader is complete and utter shit. But if you're using it to swing trade or for a little longer trade than you normally take, I'm A-okay using it. Roy's bigger on these daily moving averages. I like to draw trend lines. I like to look at levels. I will go to the 15-minute chart. You can see this is the level. We broke this. We figured this would happen once it did. You can see this next level here. If it breaks this level, then we should be going probably all the way up here to 83, 85 area if it breaks this next level. So I think just quick levels like that gives you really quick reference points. It's really easy to draw. It doesn't take a lot of time to do it. And it doesn't take a lot of, don't take this the wrong way, but it doesn't take a lot of skill to do it. All you got to do is be able to see a high, see a low. Mm-hmm. Right? You see a high, you see a low, you draw that off, boom. So the EMAs is exponential. So the only simple moving average I use is the 50. And the reason I use the 50 is because I just want to see what that price point was averaged out over the last 50 candles. I don't need any other thing with it. I just want to see what that is. But everything else I use is exponential moving averages because I think those are better for day trading and they smooth out your lines a lot more. Howie says, agreed, I'm going to close one of the remaining 2 at 5-day SMA if it gets there, but I've been in the trade for almost an hour. The longer, if you hold trades for a long time, the 5 is, like I said, the 5 is actually useful. I just don't, if you're scalping, I don't think the 5 is worth a shit, personally. So, it's my thoughts. We all do things differently. Roy will bring the 5 up, and I will cringe every time he brings it up. You can, and most time he'll either say, "Hey, we're getting close to indicator that we will remain that will be remain," because he knows it drives me absolutely crazy when he uses that for that. So I don't use Bollinger Bands. I don't have anything against them. I just don't use them personally. The thing I get is make your stuff as simple as you can. 1, 2. If you do need to trade those and it works for you, use it. Don't just follow what somebody else uses. I've figured out the most people you'll see do the 9 and the 20 or the 921 EMAs. It's the same damn thing, guys. I just feel comfortable with the 821. But the 921, it's not that much of a difference. It doesn't really matter. You'll hear a lot of times somebody say, "Oh, the 9 held." And I'm like, the 8 held too. So we're comparing apples to apples, and the apples are the same damn apple. There's no difference in the apples, right? So find what works for you. Use what works for you. If you can trade a bear chart, I can trade a bear chart probably just as good as I can trade this chart. I just like having these because I want to know where I'm at, because I don't want to take longs below here. Even though this Roy called this out, hey, it's candle by candle the long side here. Boom, look at how it played out. Fuck, it played out perfect. From that candle by candle, that would have been a great entry at 56.09 all the way up to 72. That's a damn 63-point move. But my system says if we're below VWAP, I cannot go long. So I stuck by my guns. That's what I trade. If I'm going to tell you, if I go long, let's say I went long here, and this first pullback I get, I'm out right here anyway. Because I get nervous. Hey, I got to go and cut this. Well, look what happened. It kept going. And this is where I entered and got in and made good money. So here nor there, it's all good. Find what works for you and use it. I'll be damn, go hit my damn 77.25 up here. It's going to be a bitch at 75, I can tell you. But if they move, those are mostly augurs. They might move. They're holding strong right now, which most of them strong. Some popped out.
The trade of the day to me is actually, well, there's 2 trades, but I think the trade of the day that's is the easiest to kind of describe and is repeatable is that retested the VWAP on that 10-minute that we both kind of entered in, but I'll switch to mine real quick. This guy right here, you had a break above VWAP, came back, retested, the wick happened on VWAP. Let's say you entered the long off of this, and maybe you got a little aggressive and you entered it, right here. You would put your stop below VWAP. It has a built-in stop. Now, let's say in this world, you put your stop below VWAP. You never even got close. Now you're trailing it up as you see fit for profit. You could have, let's say you say, okay, well, I want to move my stop to the 50 now. You would have been fine, right? You would have, you're just like this candle, you move your stop to your 50. Okay, I want to move my stop now to, well, now you're looking at a take profit of maybe near the top of the zone. You nail it, right? So you didn't have to bottom tick this to get the play to the upside. You could have waited like Bonnie did above VWAP, retest it, show that it's holding, enter. My stop is right below VWAP. I'm at minimal risk with potentially top of the zone move, which was about 30 points from that, 30, 40 points.
And actually, if you go back, go to mine real quick, and this trade just closed. I took an entry at the top of this zone on the retest, right? We came back and bounced up. This closed out $300. Only 5 micros were traded there, and this is a combine. So now I am halfway to passing this combine. I'm not rushing it. I'm not trying to get it all. I'm going to lock this one for the day. And we're trying to change our mindset. So I think one of the biggest things that we do that I've struggled with, I know Roy struggled with, is we've traded these combines different than we trade our XFAs.
Yeah.
I'm trying to break that cycle. So I get impatient on combines. I'm trying to pass. I'm going 3.5 minis, not micros, minis. And yeah, you hit. I could have passed the count already if I would trade minis, but I'm not. I'm trying to keep my mindset the same, where I trade every trade the same, so I don't change things up. I don't have to move back and forth. Traders like that, $300 a day, 10 days, this account's fast, and I need to be comfortable with that. So that's kind of what I'm doing now. So that one's locked up. We have now locked up 3. And I did want to say, I looked real quick. So I took 2 trades today. 2 trades, one short, one long. I made money off the short. I made money off the long. And just my funded accounts. This is not counting any test accounts, any combines, anything. I made $1,716.35 on money that I can actually take out and get in one day. Where are you doing that anywhere? Where are you doing that anywhere else? And look, I've been done for 45 minutes.
Right.
Like we're having a conversation with you guys now is all we're doing. So we've got viewers today. I'm glad we got more viewers we've had in and out today than we've had in a long time. And I appreciate all you guys coming in. I really appreciate the questions and the talking back and forth, because that makes this go by. So we've been on air for an hour and a half now, and it feels like we've been on for 15, 30 minutes. Because we've been going back and forth all the time. So when you guys talk to us, I promise you love it. But do us a favor, like this stream, share the stream with your friends. I think that, I'm not trying to be cocky here, but I think that myself and Roy would bring something a little different to the table that other shows don't bring to the table. I think you see more real life with us. And that was my goal, to show you guys how we trade and why we do what we do every day, and don't have the bullshit. We've been on tilt before. I've lost accounts on live doing this before. Or I keep seeing it wrong, going wrong. The last month, 15 days to a month has shut up, Harry. Smart ass. The last month or so, just by being patient and waiting for our places, we've had a really good month. And I don't think it's a coincidence that we start having good months when we start being patient and doing what we got to do. So, So, Howie,
Trading.
I had to say you get a chance to go to, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Roy, I'll give you a chance at it.
Oaxaca.
Especially if you ride mountain bikes, but also for food and culture, you need to go. That's why I was MIA last 10 days. Howie is a world traveler, and we all live through Howie's traveling.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Roy Easy. Almost got married. Yeah. Whatever that place is.
Oaxaca.
Yeah. That's what's saying in my head. CBD is now 16,500. It is still climbing. Real interesting. If you look at Tide real fast, let me pull Tide up. Look at this big dip you had here. Oh, look at this big dip you had here. It just big dip down and bounce back up. So if you were trading this and you saw this, you'd be leaning to go short here. Well, we just got a very subtle pullback, which was at about 10.10. If you look at 10.10, well, guess what? That's about when we entered that trade. So long. Anyway, so I think that's all I got today. I've talked a lot. Sometimes
Good stuff.
I can't stop. So I think we need to stop it now. We've been hour and 35 minutes on the stream. I don't want to force anything, and I feel like now at this point I would probably be forcing. So
Yeah.
then I'm just going to chill. I hadn't traded this one at all, so I still have this account to trade. If we come back and test this, I might go long in. Just depends where we're at. If it is, it'll be a one and done trade. I put a take profit and then I'll put a stop loss and I'll walk away from it. I think that's the one thing that drives Roy the most crazy about me is I can set a damn order, let it fill, and walk away from it and not look at it. He kind of like, how do you do that? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, blank screen. You got a blank screen now?
Blank screen?
Huh.
Uh-huh.
That was strange. Starters, where do I start? Any suggestions? So
Okay, cool.
it's actually a really good question there. So I suggest that you start with. I like Top Step Trader as far as being a new. If you're trying to get into the futures world, get a Top Step Trader account. It's $49. Get you a combine. Once you get that combine, then you can actually create a practice account in that combine. And I say, hey, don't even touch that combine for the first. Let that combine reset, rebuild, and it'll still be ready to go. And then you have 2 months of practice account where you're practicing and you're doing all that good stuff. Next time, I should talk about exits. I've gotten pretty good at entries, and I'm now refining my exits so I don't cut the flowers and water the weeds. Yes. So I tried to explain. I don't know if I did a good job. I tried to explain where my exits were and why they were where they were. Like when I entered here, I just wanted a goal. I wanted to break above this level, and I thought if we broke above that level, I looked at book map and I saw a level around the 79, 80. So I just put it right below there where I was comfortable at, and I took my profit. If it keeps running, one thing that you always remember, if you take profit here, you've always got an ability to re-enter somewhere else. So took profit here. When it came back, I could actually re-enter this trade 5 points cheaper, and it might pop back up here. So I don't have a problem setting your exits at levels. So if you look, that was a level, right? Here was a level. You look back over here, you're going to see it. Here's a level. You got different levels. I don't think you just do a simply, hey, I just want $500 and put $500. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but there's not a true reason why, a technical reason why you're exiting the trade. If you've noticed, like down here, I almost bottom ticked this one, and hell, I about top ticked this one, and it might go more, but my deal with it is like, hey, let me get out, and then I can always re-enter. I got a level here, 78, 79 is my level. I'm getting out there, no matter what happens. Guess what? It gave you a chance to re-enter here, 72. That's 8 more points. You wouldn't have technically lost it, but that's 8 points that you gained by getting out and re-entering there, if that makes sense. So find your levels, look to your left. Always look to your left. Go to a bigger chart, go to a bigger time frame, go to the 15-minute, go to 30. I really like when I'm finding levels in the hourly. So if you look, there's a level I drew there. You can see it came up and how it reacted around that level. This is a level. This is probably on a 4 hour because it's by itself there, I'm assuming. So, but you can see how it's reacted around that level. Now you've got, let's see. Now you got a level there. Look at that level. So came down with support broke down, turned to resistance. So now you feel that's an important level. I do have, for you guys that are newer, if you go back and look how I draw my levels, I draw them still similar. I've changed a few things. I probably need to update that. But I like looking, like I said, this is where if you can just simply see lows and highs, you can draw levels really easily without having to do, I wish they do a line chart. Yeah. You want a better, easier way to do it? Look at a line chart. People don't agree with the line chart. Look, there's your level in your line chart. We just broke through it. There's your level in your line chart. There's your level in your line chart. You can draw different levels just using a line chart. You don't have to have the fanciest things ever. I like looking at bar charts because I read the volume with it and all that good stuff. But look at this, the hourly candle. So This right here tells you a lot you need to know if you're looking to short or long the market. This one candle right here on the hourly. This is where we talk about looking back. Look at this huge wick. It came down, tested. They couldn't find any more sellers down here. Buyers stepped in, pushed it up, kept pushing it up, right? And they're still pushing it up. This one candle right here tells you that you should probably be leaning bullish. Well, look what happens. The next one, it came down, it tested in that candle. It's our zone, bounced back out of it. We overcomplicate this stuff so much.
Oh my goodness, so much.
Just simply looking back at our chart. Look at this. This one right here told you everything, right? They pushed it down. They couldn't hold it down, pushed it up. What happened? We rallied up. Took a little break here. These are kind of indecision candles more. This is more of a bearish one, but these are typically reversals. It didn't reverse down. It came down here. Once it broke back above, if you were trying to look long, once it broke back above, right there was a great place to go long. Then it ran up. You're going to put your stop below this one. You have built-in stops. You have built-in exits, right? Popped up, came back, retested. This one is a little bullish candle here when that happened. But look what happened right after it. We got some bullish moves after it. I mean, bearish moves after it, right? Bearish candle. Even though it's green, buyers couldn't hold it up here. Sellers started pushing it back down. This you would have looked for. You would have went to here. Once it came back, look, it broke below it, retested. That was a perfect entry to go back short there. A lot of this stuff I do quickly, and you guys might not see it like I do, because I don't. One thing that I like now, I don't have to think about where everything's at. I kind of see it and it clicks. Hey, look here. And I talked for 10 more minutes after I said we were finna go.
All right.
But I mean, it's as long as you guys ask questions, we'll stay here as long as we need to stay here. I don't mind answering the question. I just my butt's starting to hurt because I've been sitting down so long. So it is what it is. Few things we use. You can Bookmap and Tide help us understand the moves that we're looking for. Your levels are where your levels and your zones where you need to start at. I think that's the indicators that are the best. You find a place that has been support turning resistance, resistance turns to support. If you find that level, the odds are it's going to continue to be support or resistance, whichever way you look at it. Then you can trade a breakout from it. You can trade a reversal off of it. You just got to wait, be patient, wait for the candle to close. That's the key. Wait for the candle to close. If it comes down and tests this zone here, even knowing I could have got in it here and it bounced back up, but look, 72 to 70, 50, I would have took 2 points of heat if I would just waited till it came back up, broke back above it, and entered, and then I would take it no heat. This is come back tomorrow. We're gonna do the same thing tomorrow. Same exact thing. I'll trade it the same way. We're gonna look for entries the same way. We're gonna try to do a better job of explaining why I have an exit where I have it at. And the best advice I can give you, once you take profit on a trade, do not sit there and keep looking back like, oh, I could have made this. I could have made that. That creates FOMO. Leave that shit alone. Leave it alone. If you made money, hey, I made money. I'm happy. Boom. Let's move away from it. Myself and Roy, we do it kind of jokingly, like, oh shit, should have held it there. But it's not anything like we're not bringing anything negative into it from there. Now we're coming down testing this level again. Now, if we see support here, this is a combine that I have not traded yet. I will possibly look to go long if it holds support here. I'm not looking for a short at all because we're above VWAP. We've got a lot of shit to go through to get to back down where we would look for short. So it's holding now. If it closes, I don't like Tide, so I'm not going to enter a trade here. If you look, I don't know if you can see, down, volume has turned negative. So I'm not going to take it long now, even though this would be my spot to typically take it long. I'm not going to. So I might be wrong on that. I might be right, but I would rather wait for a better opportunity. If it comes down to here, then I see something different there, or it comes down to the 14 or the 21, or even if it comes down to VWAP in this cluster you have here, I would look for longs, but I'm not looking for a short. I don't care what happens here. If it breaks this, I'm not shorting it at all. So, all right. I think that is, I'm about done talking. So, thank you guys.
What an
Appreciate it.
episode. What a show.
Like it, share it with your friends. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't hit subscribe. We've kind of taken a break from getting to 500. We've gained some momentum here. We're getting a few more followers. Let's push this thing to 500 subscribers. And next thing you know is 1,000. Look, we're not trying to make money off this shit. We're not trying to do anything crazy. We're here to help you, and we want to help as many people as we can. So let's bring as many people in as we can to watch this. So thank you guys. We will catch you in the morning.
Thank you guys.
Trade safe today, and we will see you guys tomorrow.